Hello students, today's topic is integers. This is chapter 1, class 7. So before starting with integers, we will revise two things. Number 1, natural numbers. And whole numbers. So natural numbers are those numbers which starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The difference between natural number and whole number is whole number starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on till infinity. So we can say all the natural numbers are whole numbers, but all whole numbers are not natural numbers. One more thing we have to learn is when we see a number 1, 2, 3, 4 and it is without sign, that means we have to assume it is a positive number. So plus 1, plus 2, plus 3 and plus are positive integers. So when we read or write a number with their signs plus or minus, we call them as integers. It includes 0 also, but we have to remember that 0 is neither a positive number nor a negative number. In our previous class, we also learned how to draw a number line. For example, if we are drawing a number line, we start, midpoint is the 0, and here we are pointing these numbers 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the number line which we have drawn in our previous class, but here for integers, this number line will be with the sign of plus or minus. All those numbers which are on the right side of 0, these are written with plus sign. That means all these numbers are positive integers. And numbers on the number line which are plotted on the left side of 0, these are negative numbers. So these numbers are negative integers. So now we have to remember three things. We have positive integers, B, 0, and C is negative integers. So these three things, three numbers makes integers. Now consider this number line. On the right side we have positive integers, on left hand side of 0 we have negative integers. we have to remember that any number which is on the right side of a number, for example, if we consider 0, all those numbers which are on the right hand side of 0 are greater than this specific number. If we are taking -4, that means the next right number is greater than -4, and the next of -3 is on the right side is -2, which will be greater than -3, and so it will also be greater than -4. So integer on right side represents a greater as compared to the left side of the number. You have to remember this. For example, 2 is greater than 1, that is +2 is greater than +1. 5 is greater than 4. Likewise, 1 is greater than 0. -3 is greater than -7. -3 is greater than -4. So any number which is on the right side will be greater than the specific given left number. Now we have to learn the operations on integers. First we will cover addition and subtraction. For addition and subtraction, we have certain rules which we will remember for working on integers. Minus will be plus. That means if we have two negative integers, then the operation would be addition for them, and the symbol which we will be marking in the answer will be the greater numbers sign. I'll give you one example. For example, we are adding -2 plus -3. We will consider the signs of these numbers, that is minus, plus. So to solve this number, we will be adding these two numbers, 2 plus 3, that is 5, and the sign of the greater number will be in the answer. Take one more example. Suppose -3 plus -6. Although we are performing addition, but in case of integers, we have to consider the signs of the numbers. So minus is plus. That means answer is 3 plus 6, that is 9, and the sign of the greater number, that is negative. Okay, so it is -9. Likewise, if we have minus, we will do plus. If we have two positive numbers, so the operation would be positive. If we have one positive plus minus, it will be minus, and minus plus, it will be negative. We could recall it like same signs. If two numbers have same sign, then we will perform addition. If numbers are of different signs, then we will perform subtraction on that. I'll take it with example. For example, if we have 3 plus 3, that means two positive integers, plus is plus, that is 6. Both are same, so the symbol will be plus. If we have -3 plus -4, minus, as I told you, we will not consider this sign for the operation, we will be considering the integers sign. Minus minus is plus, that means 4 plus 3, 7, and the symbol of the greater number, sign of the greater number, that is 7, minus 7. If first number is positive and second number is negative, so this is plus, minus is minus, so we will subtract this number. 4 minus 2, that is 2, and the sign of the greater number will come in the answer. Similarly, minus 3, negative, and a positive number. That means minus plus is minus. So we will subtract 3 from 6, that is 3, and the symbol sign of the greater number, that is 3. So this is how we have to do addition. Now we will cover the properties of integer. First we'll consider the properties of addition. 3 basic properties are there. Commutative, in a commutative property, we have to learn that a plus b, if we are adding two integers, then we'll get the same answer if we'll add it in reverse order, b plus a. That means sum is same on adding two integers in reverse order. Take one example. 7 plus 2 is equal to 9, and if we add it in reverse order, 2 plus 7, then it will be 9. So this is a commutative property of addition. Second property is associative property. In associative property, if we are adding three integers, a plus b plus c, then it will be equal if we will add it in this order, a plus b plus c. This is associative property. Take one example. Suppose minus 2 is added with minus 8, and then third number is 2. What will be the answer? First we will add these numbers. Minus minus is plus, that is 8 plus 2 is 10, and the symbol of sign of greater number. This we have to add with 2. That means plus minus is minus. So we have to subtract 2 from 10, that is 8, and the sign of greater number, that is minus 8 is the answer. Now as per the associative property of this, if we are adding it in this order, like minus 2 plus b plus c, that is here a is minus 2, b is minus 8, and c is 2. So b plus c, minus 8 plus 2. Now solve this. First we'll open this square bracket. Minus 2 plus minus minus, that means 8 minus 2, that is 6, and the sign of greater number, that is minus 6. Now if we'll solve it further, minus minus is plus, so we have to add these two numbers, that is 8 and the sign of the greater number. So both answers are same as per the associative property. I hope you are getting this. Now we will learn the third property of addition, that is additive inverse. As per the additive inverse property, what is the inverse of a number? Inverse means if there is one integer a, then the inverse of a will be minus a. This is the inverse. If we have minus a, then its inverse will be a. So if we are adding a number with its inverse, the answer will be 0. This is the additive inverse property of addition in integers. So we have covered all the properties of integers in case of addition. Now we would be learning more about subtraction. How to perform subtractions on integers. In case of subtraction, we have to learn that if it is given minus 7 minus 3, for example, this is the question that we have to subtract minus 3 from minus 7. For performing subtraction on integers, we have to learn this thing that we have to add the inverse of the integer to be subtracted. Here in this example, we have to subtract minus 3 from minus 7. So what will be the inverse of minus 3? Is 3. That means inverse of the integer to be subtracted has to be added for the subtraction. That means is equal to minus 7 plus 3. And we have learnt plus minus is minus. So we will do the subtraction, that is 4 and the sign of the greater number. The answer is minus 4. Take one more example. Suppose we subtract minus 8 from minus 35. How to write it? Minus 35 minus, you have to subtract minus 8. As per the properties of subtraction in integer, we have to first write minus 35 and we have to add the inverse of minus 8, that is 8. And we know plus minus is minus, so we have to perform minus on this. If we'll subtract 8 from 35, we would be getting 27. And the sign of the greater number. So the answer will be minus 27. Take one more example. Suppose we have to subtract minus 125 from 100. Subtract this from 100. That means 100 minus 125. And as per the subtraction property, we have to add the inverse of the integer to be subtracted. So inverse of 125 is 125. Minus 125 will be positive 125. So now if we are adding 100 and 125, the answer will be 225. And this is how to perform subtraction on integers. So now we have covered addition and subtraction. In my next video, I will be covering two further operations, that is multiplication and division. Thank you.